Okay, our next contestant for the day is a 2008 to 2010. The dealer that, not dealer, it's a mechanic shop that sent this over. Didn't tell me exactly what year it is, but you can tell by looking at it, it's an 08 to 10 F250. I've got a bench power supply hooked up to my plug for these, and we can hold down the trip reset button and power it on, and that'll get us into our test mode. Well, normally it does. Try it again. Oh well, I guess that's not going to work today. Normally that does work. I'm not sure what's happening here. Maybe I wasn't holding. The gauges are sweeping anyway at startup, so I mean that's all I really wanted to see about this, but keep giving y'all bad information. I know it works on these. It's supposed to, at least. Imagine having to hold it down longer than that. So persistent check. Oh well, we're gonna get it torn apart. We got a couple of screws up top here. They're T15s that need to come out. After that, it's the standard clips on the front and back for the lens and for the back panel. Just kind of got to get them over their tabs a little bit. It's real easy to break these. These are I've got these tabs that are trying to hold them down while you're trying to pry them up, and it's pretty easy to break them off if you use too much force. I try not to break them, but it's not the end of the world if you do. Helps to apply a little outward pressure while you're prying up on the tab. There, our lens is off. On the back, we got another T15 in the middle. And then the tabs. This one's a lot easier than the lens. I tend to talk low I understand this. So, a little trick for that is if you can't hear me, turn on the closed captions. And that's how I make my problem your problem. I do apologize for talking low, but it's in my nature. I've tried to correct that my whole life. I'm gonna mark these with a little pencil mark. Marked at their stop points, because what we need to get to is the front of the board. So these needles have got to come off. This needle's trying to give up on me. Come on. Yeah, it's giving up on me here. There we go. If that happens to you, it's not the end of the world. Just snap it back together. This one you gotta gingerly pull it past its. Yeah. Both of these bigger needles tried to give up there. They just snap back in place. There is a version of this cluster that uses like blue needles that light up, and those needles tend to break. So if you've got that version, be very careful about taking your needles off. On these days when I get the next one in with broken needles, those break without doing any of this. They'll just fall off in the cluster, be laying in the bottom of the cluster. People bring them in like that all the time. I got a little phone call action here. We'll get back to this in a second. Alright, sorry about the interruption, but gotta make some money. Once you get that off, here's where the adventure begins. These tabs and this board are difficult to get out of here. So what I do is I hold it like this. I push on this connector, and I just slowly start getting the tabs freed up. And sometimes it comes out easier than others. If you know an easier way to get these Ford clusters or boards out, I'd love to see your technique or get some advice, because I hate these things. And there you have it. Oh, and the phone rings again. Stand by. Okay. Well, after doing a little conferring with the customer, I actually talked to the tech that handled the car this time, and it turns out it's not the typical radio and air conditioning and power windows and power door lock problem. It's the PAT system is intermittent on this one. So I've never done one of these with this problem. Thank you much.
Your pop-up.
Oh wow. Sorry about that. Never done one of these with this particular problem, but we're going to give it a shot and see if it's the same typical issue of the processor releasing from the board. This one is 144 pins, and I don't typically drag solder So this might be an adventure for all of us, because I'm going to try it. Thank you. Sorry, all the deliveries are coming in. All right. See if I can do this without the microscope. This is what happens every time I try drag soldering. I bridge the last ones, which I'm not sure why, if I'm putting too much solder on the iron or what exactly it is that's causing that, but let me take a look at my work through the microscope here. It does save me some work though overall, because you just have a little area to clean up at the end of the row of, well, another phone call. Alright, so we're back now from the phone call. See if I can get my bridge cleaned up. Strangely, my eyes are doing pretty good today, so I'll try this without the microscope. Still got a bridge there on the end. I sure wish I knew what I do wrong here about the drag soldering technique, because it is so much easier. Try more flux and see what happens with that. Okay, I'm going to try to show you guys what happened here. As I got down here and I was doing this off camera because I got a little carried away, but as I got down here, that second pin from the end, the trace just completely separated. And I'm not sure if it broke because it was weak, or if it broke, or it was already broken and I just didn't notice it. But nonetheless, I had to repair that trace, the second one up there. It has continuity down to that via at this point, and it should be good. I'm hoping that was the whole damn problem, but I wish my microscope camera was working. I bought one. just to do this stuff, and it's a cheap Chinese piece of junk, and it's not working. So we'll have to make do with what we have here. So I don't know if that was my piss poor drag solder technique that pulled that apart, or if the trace was weak and it's a combination of both, or what, but that's what happened, and that's how I got it fixed. So onward to the other 3 sides. So we're gonna make sure our trip odometer reset button is in place here. Just gonna stick the board in. Should slide right in and snap in. And I'm assuming that's why they make these so that the way they do is because they're real easy to assemble. They're not so easy to get apart, but I guess they don't plan on reassembling them later or disassembling them later. Well, we didn't screw anything up too bad because we still have power. Find my mark. And these are on there tight. Line back up with our marks. You just rotate these around against the stops until you get to your marks. It should be lined up just like a pro. Gonna do one more test with the sweeps. All looks good. Back on with the lens cover, and we've got our screws to put in. Not sure where my torque is still low. Good. And the back cover is right here. The assembly on that should be complete now, except for this screw. And that's it. Back together. hopefully working. We'll know in a couple of days whether it's something that I'm going to post or not. Hopefully I'll be posting and telling y'all how smart I am. All good? Okay, so we lost some footage, and it was of the process of drag soldering and finishing all that up. We did the processor, finished up drag soldering that. The rest of it went pretty well. I think I figured out what I was doing wrong and the putting a little too much solder on the iron tip, and that was causing it to goop up at the end. I just didn't need that much solder. So that's kind of subjective in how much you put on there. Anyhow, as I reduced the amount of solder going around it, it seemed to work better. So I think I was still putting just a little too much. But we don't have any bridges. Cluster's working. We still don't know if we fixed the PATS problem. We won't know that until we get it back in the truck. So if you see this, it fixed it, because I won't post it if it doesn't. I'm not stupid. Well, not about this at least. Anyhow, I touched up the header pin in the back, as well as a few little things that just looked a little off to me. That was the extent of what you missed, and hopefully it works. Hopefully we'll get it posted, and it'll help y'all out. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching our repair video. If this repair or any of the other repairs in our videos seem to be a little bit more difficult than what you'd like to tackle yourself, just package your cluster up, send it to us. We use plenty of bubble wrap. Most repairs are done and shipped back the next day. So we're here Monday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock and able to answer any questions you might have. I hope the video has helped you. If it has, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to see the new ones as they come up, and share our channel if this has helped out, because it might help some of your friends as well. Thanks for watching.